Good morning, everyone. January 7th, 2025. Happy New Year. Tomorrow, my wife and I are taking off for a couple months in our RV. We're headed to Death Valley first, then over to Joshua Tree, then down to Quartzsite, Arizona. We're going to take in the RV show there. And from there, we're not sure where we're going to go exactly. We're going to maybe go down to Yuma, maybe in Green Valley, Arizona, one of those two places, and check it out. And then up to Laughlin, Nevada, where we're going to meet up with some friends. And then from there, we're going to go down to Buckskin, down by Parker, Arizona, on the Colorado, and spend a couple weeks there, go to the fireworks show in Havasu, which are always pretty spectacular. So anyway, so I wanted to show you a couple of upgrades that we did on our RV. I've been doing it over the last few years to slowly get us ready for a lot of boondocking, which we'll be doing while we're on our 2-month trip. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to kind of show you some of the stuff we have going on. All right, here's our Shadow Cruiser 225 RBS. And first thing we did up front here is it had the regular batteries here. Took those off, put a metal box on, lockable, from Harbor Freight, and we got a breaker switch down here. I used to have the inverter relay switch here to turn it on and off, so you didn't have to open this up to get to the inverter, but I've since moved that relay switch inside the RV and hardwired the 3000 watt inverter into the RV also, so we can run 110 and keep everything locked up. So you can't really see it, but underneath, down in the bottom down here, there are 4 100 amp hour lithium batteries. They're the Li-Time. And then tried a Li-Time inverter, but it didn't work very well, so went to the Renogy 3000 watt inverter. And if you look right down there, I got a shunt. It's a Bluetooth, so I can check my battery charge and everything, see how it's going. And then on the side here we have a solar controller, and I don't know if you can see that very well. 300 watts of lithium, or 300 watts of solar panels that are portable that you can move around. Got a 110 plug-in out here. I keep it unplugged right now. I used to plug it in right there. There's a plug-in, and we would run the cord from this outlet to the 30 amp plug-in on the RV, and that's how we used to power it until I hardwired it in. But and then, like I said, 300 amp hours of solar portable, so we can put it on the top of the RV or off to the side, depending if we're parking in the shade. And then we got the Blue Ox tow hitch. We got the little chain links on it, anti-sway, weight distribution. We really like that thing. It's so easy to hook up, so nice. I got the cover for the tanks right there. Just actually filled up the tanks, so I actually want to turn it off. And it's been cold in the morning, so my wife has been having me heat the RV up before she'll come out and get things ready. Another upgrade we did is we put the bug screens. That's on the hot water heater, the furnace, and then also we did them on the fridge. And then just put some brand new tires on. They got a whole probably maybe 10 miles on them at the most. So brand new. And then one of the upgrades we did on the back here is the hitch. Now, it used to have a hitch that was welded on. It was the class 3 hitch welded on, and we were driving through Yosemite, and it decided to break off, and the whole bike rack ended up on the ground, or the back of the bike rack ended up on the ground, dragging it down the road. So we unfortunately had to unload all the bikes off the rack, put everything in the back of the truck, and then finish driving home. So since then, what I did is I mounted the class 3 hitch underneath here, and so the bike rack goes in there. And then I also added a 4-prong plug, and there's lights on the back of the bike rack, and that's so when we got the covers on the bike going down the road, you can still see the brake lights. one of the best upgrades we ever did is putting a remote, well, it's got a remote, but it's a push button lock on the door. I posted a video about this a while back, one of the best upgrades we ever did, and the response was absolutely amazing. All right, so as we come inside of the RV, first thing you'll notice is right down there below the refrigerator, I have the remote switch for the inverter, and then the selector switch allows us to go 1 from shore power over to 2, which is the inverter. So we can run 110 even while we're driving down the road, so we don't have to run propane on our refrigerator. We can run it off of 110. And then I have to do some touch-up painting. My wife already told me I need to, because she actually painted. So you can see the cabinets up here, the brown, and that's what all the stuff in the front used to be. And what a change. I mean, when she painted it, it was just like, wow, what a change. And then she painted the cabinets down below. It brightened this place up tremendously, and she does want to come back and finish painting all the cabinets up above and that little area there. So that's all going to get painted. It's campfire ash is the color, but just, you know, the bottom of the bed, this was all dark, that dark brown, and so was that up there. So, and you can see the trim will probably leave around the slide out. It doesn't look too bad, but so that was another upgrade. Another upgrade we did was the microwave. Now this is a microwave air fryer convection oven, and what happened, the reason we replaced it is they didn't do a very good installing the original. And the brackets right down here, it was chrome bracket. This bracket was chrome. It was busted here, and it was busted here. I'll see maybe about throwing a video in what we had to do. But the bracket was bolted to the microwave, and once those two brackets bolt are that busted on the bottom of that, I don't know what you would call it, a shroud around it. Once that broke, the two screws that were holding on, this screw and this screw, were the only thing holding the microwave in. And we're worried that whole thing was going to fall out and end up on our countertop. So we replaced that and upgraded the microwave. One of the other things I did is our water pump. And so if you get down here on the water pump, I added a pressure gauge in line. And what that allows me to do is, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the water pump on, is when the water pump is pumped up, you can look down there and you can check your pressure and see how the pressures are. And then the other thing it does is, if you have the pump turned off, turn it off, you should not see that pressure gauge move. If you do, that tells you got a leak in the line. So putting that pressure gauge on there was a great idea for just monitoring our water pressure. I'm going to turn the water pump off. Oh, I already did. So anyway, we're still thinking about upgrading our dinette into a couple of the recliners. We haven't decided yet whether we're going to do that for sure or not, but that's something in the future. And so if we come outside, take a look, again, we have the Shadow Cruiser, and model number 225 RBS. And then also one of the things we did, I don't know if I can show it very well, but I took some Eternabond and I Eternabond all the seams on the RV roof. Nothing was leaking, but I did it just to be on the safe side. And so, well, yeah, while we're up here, Lake Oroville is filling up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, Lake Oroville is filling up. So anyway, so that was some of the upgrades we did. Quite a few actually, all to make life a little bit better. Sorry, the sun isn't very good or very fair. There we go. And then we did one more upgrade, and the one more upgrade we did in 2020. I bought I want to get so you can see Lake Oroville back there. I bought a GMC half-ton with the Duramax diesel on it, and that thing got great fuel mileage, absolutely wonderful fuel mileage. The downside was the towing capacity, the hauling capacity, everything was pretty compromised. It was low. And once you load up a trailer and all your gear and everything, especially when we're thinking about going for 2 months, I just kind of got worried that we were exceeding the capacity. We were slightly exceeding the rear axle weight on the half-ton. So we decided to go ahead and upgrade our truck. And let's see if you can see our truck in the background. There it is. So it's still the AT4. See if we can get down here a little bit, get a better shot of it. So it's still the AT4, which is what I had in the 1500. This is a 2500 with the max towing capacity on it, which makes it, it's got a 3500 frame under it. I don't know why they don't just call it a 3500. 3500 frame under it, 3500 suspension, 3500 gearing. Basically it's a 3500. And I asked the salesman, well, why don't they just call it a 3500? And he said, because it saves on DMV fees. And anyway, Chevy's done that gimmicky thing for years. We had a 1500 heavy duty, which was basically a 3/4 ton, and they made those back in the early 2000s, and they did it was more of a marketing deal, but it was a half-ton heavy duty 1500 HD. They actually made a 1500 HD. Now they make a 1500 kind of a heavy duty, and that's the max towing capacity on that one, which brings a half-ton up to like 12,500. Absolutely crazy. We love that thing. Diesel, got the racks on the back instead of the camper shell, make it easier to tie the kayaks down. So anyway, so yeah, tomorrow morning at some point we're going to take off. We're going to spend the night down towards Bakersfield and then drive into Death Valley on Thursday. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Best of luck for the new year for you, and we'll be hopefully sending you little videos as we do our travels. You take care. Bye-bye.